Allahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has spared our lives again to this moment. We pray accept our ibadat. Ameen. We welcome us back to the Nahw and Sarfu class, and this is a continuation of Tamyeez وأنواعه, Tamyeez and Its Types. So in this class, we are going to be reading from the reference book Nahwul Waadih al-Juz'u Thalith. So I have with me here the book, the reference book, and on page 272 in the book I have here, we have Tamyeez. So I'll be reading the qaida and explaining the examples. So Al-Qawaid. Tamyeez ismun yuzkaru li bayan al-muradi min ismin sabiqin yasluhu li an turada bihi ashya'un kathira. He said, Tamyeez ismun. Tamyeez is a noun. If you remember from the last class, we also said Tamyeez is a noun. But what kind of noun is ismun jamid? It is a noun that is static, that cannot be an adjective. So let's always note that. So ismun yuzkaru li bayanil murad, that is mentioned to explain the intended, min ismin sabiqin, from the word previous noun. We have a sentence. Now, we have a sentence. Then we have a word as its last word. Let's call the word Tamyeez. Obviously, we are going to have a word before that last word. So, the Tamyeez, the last word, is coming to explain the word before it. So, yuzkar li bayan al-murad min ismi sabiqin, to explain the intention of the word before it. Yasluhu li an turada bihi ashya'un kathiratun. That is correct to what? To intend or to insinuate from that word different things. That is, Tamyeez comes to explain or to elaborate a word that comes before it that can mean different things. So Tamyeez comes to pinpoint the exact meaning of the statement. That is the first qaida. Then the second qaida, al-mumayyazu qisman. There are two types of mumayyaz. If you remember from the last class, our division was through the Tamyeez. Tamyeezun nisba or Tamyeezun zat. But in this book, their division is on what? Is on the mumayyaz. That is the word coming before the Tamyeez, the word holding the ambiguity. So, in two types. Malfuzun wa malhuzun. The mentioned mumayyaz and the what? The perceived mumayyaz. فالأول ما يلفظ به في جملة. The first one, that is mumayyaz al-malfuz. The first one is what? ما يلفظ به في الجملة. What we mention. What we mention in the sentence. كأسماء الوزن. Like names of weight. W-E-I-G-H-T. Names of weight. Wal-kail. And capacity or volume. Wal-misaha. And length. Wal-adad. And number. So, just like we mentioned the divisions in the last class, Tamyeezul what? Tamyeezul al-mumayyazul malfuz is the one that the mumayyaz is mentioned and can be four things. Kail, waznu, misaha, and adad. Kail is weight, and kail is capacity or volume, waznu is weight, misaha is length, while adad is number. Wasani, and the second type, which is malhuz, ma yufhamu min al-jumla. It is what we understand from the sentence. Min ghayri an yuzkara fiha. That is not even mentioned at all. We just understand it from the sentence. We derive it. We perceive it from the sentence that, okay, something is ambiguous in this sentence. So that is malhuz. But malhuz is, we see the ambiguous word, the word that causes the ambiguity. That is the word coming before the Tamyeez in malfuz. Mumayyazul malfuz. Now, so those are the two qaida we have here in the book. Now we are going to go through the examples. The first one, Ishtaraitu ritulan balahan. I bought a pound of dates. Pound, pound. The unit is LB, for those that are familiar with that. Pound, Pound. So Balahan is a type of date. So I bought what? A pound of date. So that is a weight, weight, weight. That is a kind of what? A unit of weight. Pound is a unit of weight. So we can say this example is what? Waznu, and it is malfuz, because we can see the mumayyaz. Ritlan, a pound. I bought a pound. A pound of what? It can be anything. So Balahan is a tamyiz that comes to explain what type of pound it is. So it is a pound of what? Of date. So Ritlan here is waznu. The mumayyaz is what? Is waznu. Then the second example, ghallatil ardu irdaban qamhan. The earth produced or fetched irdaban qamhan, an ardeb of coffee. An ardeb of what? Coffee. Ardeb is a unit that is used in Egypt. It is a unit of measurement, but it is not weight. It is capacity. Just like we have in some parts here in Nigeria that we use a tin of tomato to measure. So that tin is capacity. So that kind of measurement is scale. That kind of measurement is scale. Using a cup to take water. The example we used last class is scale, because it is capacity. It is measuring the capacity, the volume of the tamyiz. So the mumayyaz there is scale. This next one, ba'ani at-tajiru dhira'an hariran. The trader sold to me an arm length of silk. This is length, Length, length. An arm length of silk, that is what the trader was sold to me. So if I just say ba'ani at-tajiru dhira'an, the trader sold an arm length to me. Arm length of what? It can be anything, but the tamyiz that comes is what? Hariran, silk. So you can see that is also ismu jamid. It is not an ismu that can be used as what? As an adjective. So we can see the mumayyaz here, zira'an, which means what? An arm length is a type of what? Length, a unit of length. Then the next one, fil haqli ashiruna baqaratan. There are what? 20 cows in the field. There are 20 what? Cows in the field. We cannot say fil haqli ashirun. There are 20 in the field. 20 what? So it is ambiguous. So that is saying ashirun there is our mumayyaz. And the tamyiz that comes after it, which is baqarah, explains 20 what for us. So here it is what? 20 cows. So those are the 4 types of what? Mumayyaz malfuz. Waznu, the first one, that is weight, measurement of weight. The closest one to us, kilogram or gram. So all those units that measure weight are what? Are waznu. Then we have the second one, which is scale. Units that measure capacity of volume. Can be anything. Can be a cup, can be a bowl, can be liter, can be centiliter. So anything that measures capacity, that is what? Kyle. Then the next one we have is length. Meter, mile, kilometer. So those are also units you can use as mumayyaz al-malfuz for what? For length, misaha. Then the last one, adad, number. So anything that has to do with number, those numbering are what? Mumayyaz al-malfuz. Then what comes after that number will be what? Will be the tamyiz. Those are for the first 4 examples. Then example number 5 says, Tawba al-makan hawa'un. The place is what? Is pure in atmosphere or in air. So hawa'an. Just remember that our tamyiz we always take what? Nasbu. So this is a typographical error from the textbook. So Tawba al-makanu hawa'an. The place is pure in atmosphere. or in air. So we cannot just say Toba al-Makan. If you say Toba al-Makan, the place is pure. It's a complete sentence. Pure, it might be in the surroundings that it is not littered. But what we are talking about is the air. So Hawa and has come to explain which kind of purity the place has. Then, so here we cannot point out the mumayyaz. Toba al-Makanu. That is the sentence before the Tamyeez. So what's the mumayyaz there? We cannot point it out. We can just perceive from the sentence that this sentence is not complete enough. It does not have complete meaning. It's the Tamyeez that will come to bring the meaning out. Then the next one we have Fadal Qalbu Sururun. The heart is overflowing with happiness. Sururun, happiness. So we cannot just say Fadal Qalbu. The heart is overflowing. It can overflow with what? With sadness. But here the Tamyeez is explaining that it is with happiness, and we cannot point out the ambiguity. We cannot point at a word that this is what is causing the ambiguity. So this is what malhuz. It is perceived from the sentence. Then the next one, al-inabu min aladhi anwa'il fakihati ta'man. Grape is one of the most delicious fruits. One of the most delicious types of fruits, ta'man, in taste. So it is one of the best type of fruits in taste. So it can be best in appearance. It can be best in what? In smell or any other thing. So, but what we are looking at, ta'man, that's the word, that's the tamyiz. It is in taste. Then in the last example here, al-Qahiratu aksaru min al-Iskandariyati sukkanan. Qahira, which is that is Cairo and Alexander, two cities in Egypt. So now says Cairo has more of something than what? Than Iskandariya. Has more than Iskandaria of what? Then the Tamyeez helps us to complete it. So Canaan of population. So that is Cairo is more populated than Alexander. So this is the Tamyeez that will come to explain the true meaning of the sentence and remove all the ambiguities in the sentence. So summarily, Tamyeez is ismun jamid, a noun that cannot be what? That cannot be used as an adjective, and it comes to explain or to clear the ambiguity of a sentence, to clear the ambiguity of the previous word. And it comes in two types. According to the textbook, the division is from mumayyaz, that is the word after the before the tamyiz, or in general the ambiguity in the statement. That's the mumayyaz. So first it can be mumayyaz malfuz, that is mumayyaz that is mentioned in the sentence, like waznu, weight, kail, capacity, misaha, length, adad, number. Or malhuz, it is not even mentioned. Sometimes it is just perceived. We can just perceive that this sentence is ambiguous, but we cannot point out a specific word. So this is where we stop for tonight. Inshallah, in the next class we'll be looking at specifically the types of mumayyaz malfuz. Inshallah, in the next class. So for that and more, I'll see you in the next class, and say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.